good to see y'all. This is going to be more of a just casual stream while I do my mirror dungeon. I figure if I'm already putting an hour into it every week, I might as well stream it, and I can turn this into sort of a discussion time and a just general time for Q&A, stuff like that. In future streams, I will probably have, like, specific topics I want to talk about, and some of these streams may be turned into videos, eventually, for things that, don't really warrant the full, like, scripted video that I normally do, but that I still think is, you know, important to talk about and get my thoughts out there, while also, you know, having a little something for the background without having to do a lot of editing. So, hello Dark Door, good to see you. I'm basically gonna jump right into it. I've thrown a, burn team together, and I'll just jump right in. So, you, I'll just set you there so you have the starlight. Boom. Okay, just grab regulars. Not that one. I'll do fine. Get good ego gifts. I don't want any extra starters. Boom. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so I don't have much to talk about right now, just because this is more of the getting used to the format stream, but I could give my thoughts on hello. I talked about in my community posts the new ego. It's not a huge deal, but I don't really like the design of Faust's ego being all about nullifying the one interesting thing that the ID does, which is, you know, self-destruction. I wish it leaned into that a little more, but otherwise, I think Hohenheim Gregor looks fun. I do kind of wish he had Spark Discharge, but he has other ways of charge support, so it's no real big deal. I think his kit is overall pretty well designed. Nice to finally have a proper charge support. I do maybe worry that they've leaned a bit too hard into it, but with not having many other options, might as well. What's your opinion on the 5th Trumpet campaign? I haven't watched too far. I've watched like a... Did I call it Season 1 or Part 1 or whatever? I've watched up until like the, I'm currently in the middle of the Sweepers portion. I watch it every now and then. It's fun. I'd like to watch it more, but it's, you know, a big time commitment. But, you know, I'm friends with Cinna and Pryor, so I'm not gonna say anything bad about it. But, yeah, there's not really much bad to say. It's, you know, a fun campaign between friends, and I think they do a really good job of it, and I'd like to run something of a similar caliber at some point. Boom. There we go. But I think they are all very fun folks. It was great to be able to be a part of them for a one-shot. Yeah, more supportive 3 stars, absolutely. I think 2 stars were good designs in that they weren't meant to really function on their own. They were meant to participate with the team. And with the lack of, you know, 2 stars nowadays, that design space really does have to go to 3 stars. And I think Thumb Claire is an example of, you know, a unit that would have absolutely been a 2-star, but that turned out well as a 3-star, if that makes sense. Like, he's clearly designed the same way that 2 stars are, but it's not in a bad way. He doesn't feel under-designed, he feels, Like, he fulfills a different role, and that's very good. I like roles. Like different playstyles. Boom.
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 으깨놨지만 저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지.
Alright.
부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는 것처럼.
제가 앞에 서죠.
이 얼마나 완벽하게 그지없는 나만의 지옥인가.
New Hornet Merceau is fun. I like that he has good crowd control. Gives him a very nice use case compared to like Thumb Player. I like that they made sure the two IDs were distinct, given they fulfill more or less the same team.
징계팀 직원이라면 당연한 판단이긴 해. 잘했다는 칭찬은 생략하는 게 좋겠지.
I love Sync East Dawn in terms of like her appearance. I really wish she had a more interesting kit. The fact that they didn't give any sort of like special green flame effects sucks. Like, it doesn't need to be anything too special, but like if she's using these big flashy green flames, I'd like for it to actually be able to do something. Like if it can melt weapons, give it like offense level down or something. Doing... Shoot! Why can I not figure out what that acronym is? EOTD. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but I am having fun. And I hope you are too. Oh, Acquisitions Incorporated? I'm vaguely familiar with its existence, but I am not familiar with too many details. I've not watched that particular one. Palace of the Dead. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not disappointed with the lack of 2 stars. I think that's perfectly fine at this point. It's not like free-to-play really is lacking in ways to get good units. I did like the space that 2 stars occupied in terms of kit design, though. Not needing to be too flashy definitely helped them feel a little unique.
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 으깨놨지만 저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는 것처럼.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to do a normal mirror dungeon tonight. I might do something a little, I might go a little longer once all of like the achievements are here, but I don't want to go achievement hunting and then they add new achievements that I could have gotten. So I will wait another week or two. Boom. There should be more unique burn. At the very least, there needs to be more ways to use burn, yeah. I don't think we necessarily need more unique statuses as like statuses you apply on the enemy, but more ways to use those statuses. And they can kind of be the same, but... A 200 floor bonus dungeon, where if you die you have to restart from floor 1. Wonderful. Ah. Hardcore gaming. Gotta love it.
상황이 끝나면 TTRPG 방금 상황 녹화되어 있냐고 물어봐. 엔젤라님에게 이 일에 토끼 따위의 협력을 필요하지 않다는.
Yeah.
괜찮아. 이젠 안 아플 거야.
Yeah, multi-crack Heath is absolutely, possibly my favorite 2-star, honestly. And then, yeah, Zwei West Sinclair is very much just weaker Zwei-ish. They could have given him a little bit more, even if he is meant to be just be a 2-star. And then, yeah, LCE Yisang. I really want to like the kill off your IDs playstyle. Unfortunately, they're just so scared to give it an actual payoff that's worth it. It is a baffling decision that they gave the ID that wants to die to the guy who has the kill your friends ego, and therefore cannot be killed by his friends as easily. It is truly one of the decisions of all time. And then they gave him the kill your friends ID, and he still can't die. As it's just never change, Limbus Company. And by that I mean please change.
저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도
Do I think there'll be a new banner after Botcat, but before the new Intervalo?
나만의 지옥인가?
It's hard to say, honestly. I thought there would be another banner in between Walpurgis and the rerun, so I'm not really sure. It kinda makes sense for there to be one, just so we're not getting events back to back, but also we've gotten a lot of events back to back before. Yeah. I do hope for Lucio. I love seeing everyone so split on whether Lucio will go to Heathcliff or Honglu. I personally would prefer Honglu, but I'm fine with either. Either one works. They are both fine. Callisto Merceau, however, that is one I am very adamant on. You think LC Yisang is one of the coolest IDs conceptually? Yeah, with how they played with the Unbreakables? Yeah. Yeah. No. I do like his kit theoretically. I do not like how it actually works in practice. Infinite Lunacy, or a date with Kim Ji-hoon. I've never had problems keeping up with Lunacy, so honestly, give me a date with Kim Ji-hoon. I will absolutely yap to him about all of my complaints and also praises when it comes to Limbus Company, and I will talk his ear off. Of course, the date would happen at Ham Ham Pang Pang. There is no doubt about it. Gotta love that Fire Fist scream, man. Yeah. I haven't touched the skin system too much. I put a few things on Yisang just to see how it worked with Furioso. But I'm not too interested in using it unless we get like the actual gacha skins he was talking about. Those I'd probably use a bit more. And also putting LCB sprites on Sinners during their Kanto. I'll probably do that. Because it's thematic. Yeah, you believe more Heathcliff than Honglu, specifically because you want a new Tremor ID for him. Yeah. I like Luffy Heathcliff conceptually. It was really cool when he first came out and had Tremor conversion. And then they immediately released the best possible Tremor conversion you could possibly have. And completely made him irrelevant. But Tremor Decay is not actually bad. It's actually very good. It's just that Tremor Reverb is a problem. Ah, boy. I wish they could make, like, proper balance changes without having to, go through whole fiascos. Like, I get that people don't want gacha to change too much, because, you know, people have spent money on these things. But also, the game needs to be fun, man. Like, just every now and then give something a nerf. You don't have to be too crazy with it, just there's a few things in the game that specifically make other things in the game worse, and that's sort of where you need to step in. Yeah, I don't think that's much of a hot take, Mega Snivy. At least the second part. But yeah, Liber near Varuna definitely presented a very different Shi than what's actually standard in the city. Yeah, Shi Faust. I like her conceptually. I think the general idea is fine. I don't think she necessarily did a terrible job in reworking the Shi in terms of, like, the general vibes and, like, what it's going for. It's mostly just that she did not leave a good impression because she's kind of bad. I mean, I can see, like, maybe it could have leaned into the assassin thing a little more. I suppose, yeah. They should nerf Dark Flame. Honestly, with how hard Dark Flame is to build up, even with the ego, I think it's fine as it is. It's a nice payoff because Burn does not have a lot of payoffs. And it is not so powerful that I think... It's like, it doesn't scale with other, like, theoretical burn effects. I don't think Dark Flame is getting in the way of there being unique burn. I think it's perfectly, you know, separate. It does a good job of not being easy to get out of hand. Boom. Boom. Alright. Yeah, I do think more unopposed attack conditionals just every now and then would be nice. I think her bow does get a decent, do a decent job of fulfilling that sort of... Wait, does? No, the bow shot isn't unclashable, is it? I forget. Yeah, it depends on how that works, actually. I don't think it is unclashable now that I think about it. Yeah, more powerful units having weird sanity is fun. What's the Yearning Merkala sanity gain mechanic again? I don't recall that. Yeah. Yeah, some IDs are, poor losers, which I kinda like. Yeah, Lucio Heathcliff, asymmetrical inertia would be nice on him. That is a good point. Yeah, I see what you're talking about there. They don't... It's kind of a problem of Limbus not having many tanks, because I think it's fine for the assassin to want to, not do anything for a while and try and make an opening. The problem is with, you know, the general clashing system, you need good tank IDs that can take those extra attacks with the way clashing works. Okay. Let's grab you. Alright.
개체 유형 확인.
So, yeah, I think that part of Chief House is more, yeah, to do with tanking and how it's not really viable in this game. I wish they did have more of a focus on tanking and didn't just make certain IDs good damage dealers and good tanks. Malfaust. Yeah, bleed to gain sanity. ID that can only gain sanity through bleed procs. I think you'd still want to give them some sanity gain on a normal clash win, but having that be like a more key way of doing it would be nice. You just have to be a little careful with it. Yeah, I don't know why they made it a normal guard. I think clashable guard would have been fine. Yeah, IDs with phobias could be neat. Representing certain flaws with the character they're mimicking. That could be fun. You know what I don't like about this new Merceau is if the secondary, unlike with other attack weight things, because this attack weight is there at the start, if the secondary target dies, it doesn't change to a different target, which kind of sucks. But other than that, he's fun.
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 우겨놨지만 저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는 것처럼.
Yeah. I might use one of these Mirror Dungeon streams to talk about Uptie 5 and why I think that's needed. Because there is a lot I can say about the balance of this game, especially in regards to identities. Because some degree of power creep is normal and even good for the game, but there is a point at which you've got a whole bunch of IDs that are basically useless. And that just feel bad to use or get. Gotcha. Oh yeah, the Caesar inducing Wild Hunt. Yeah, they probably need to fix that. Given the coffin lightning animation instead. Yeah, I mean, yep, Burn needs just more IDs in general. I'm glad we're in Burn season now, even if it doesn't feel like it to some people. This is very much Burn season. It was always going to be a bit weird, because Burn isn't something you can just tack onto IDs like you can Bleed, or Rupture, or Poise. You think Uptie 5 should be for base IDs and 2 stars? There are some 3 stars that absolutely need it too. Just give it to all IDs, but make it so actually good IDs don't get much from it.
언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는 것처럼. 이 얼마나 완벽하게 그지없는 나만의 지옥인가.
Boom. Give me more shotgun. Yes, soda and soup. Yeah, I'm talking about upties, not thread spin. I know they're doing thread spin soon, and I'm excited for that. I mean, so the whole, like, status season thing, there's always, like, a main status and then secondary status. This season seems to have two secondary statuses, with sinking and poise. Probably because that's the index's focus, and this is the first time we're seeing the index. But yeah, it is burn season. I mean, why else would they give 2 middle members burn out of nowhere? Why else would, you know, 3 of the 4 Battle Pass egos be burn? Yeah, it's just burn is a harder, you know, thing to work with. It is not finger season. Of course, the fingers are gonna be prominent, but that is a very useless way to look at it. Burn has gotten so much this season already, even if it doesn't feel like it compared to the other seasons. This is a burn season with a sinking and poise sub theme, aka Porn King. I will not be elaborating on that. Hello.
상황이 끝나면 티페리트에게 방금 상황 녹화되어
Alright.
이 정도면
Kill that Cromer. Woo!
이래 토끼 따위의 협력은 필요하지 않다.
You came in at a very interesting moment.
부서에 있는 애고까지 가져오길
Boom-ba-ba-da-doom.
적재적소했으니까 이만큼 효율적인 일도 없잖아.
임상시험 성공.
I mean, you can very much just see the pattern, clearly.
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 으깨놨지만
Status seasons are real, it's just, you know, not everything is going to fully revolve around that. But you can absolutely tell, like, Season 3, that was a poise season with a bleed sub-theme. Next season was, you know, sinking with a tremor sub-theme. Stuff like that. You can tell when they are trying to push a status during a season. Ryoshu's season highlight's gonna be out of left field mechanically. I mean, yeah, they very much talked about its gimmick, and it seems very interesting. I do not know if she's necessarily going to have burn, just because she's based on Araya. Araya did not have burn in her kit, so they might give it to her, they might not. But yeah, she's not fully based on Araya, I'm assuming. It's more like a Lord Hong Lu situation, but... Hit those bugs. Hit those bugs.
직원이라면 당연한 판단이긴 해. 자, 다른 부서에 있는 애고까지 가져오길 잘했지. 적재적소했으니까 이만큼 효율적인 일도 없잖아.
Cool shit, Yisan. Nice. Raya did have poison, didn't she? Yeah. One day we will get poison on an ID. They gave us, like, poison through Ishmael's, is it centipede? It's not a centipede, it's a millipede? Whatever. They gave us, poison with her ego, but it wasn't actual poison, it was like a weird secondary poison. Like, I don't need, like, fully dedicated poison IDs, but, like, give us some way to actually use the status. Same with, like, curse. You put curse in an ID or two. Like, I don't I don't
부서지고 파괴되어도
necessarily want
다시
more like
교체되는
core
거지.
statuses, but just like make it viable to throw in like 3
완벽하게
curse
가져오는
IDs on a team
나만의
and have
지옥인가.
like a curse sub theme or whatever. Oh, hello. Accept. Ooh. Your theory is that Mirror World Xiaomi had proper aptitude for Araishiki, so Ryoshi was created to fill the role Araya does in the main story. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, it's not gonna be, obviously, like a one-to-one with the original story. Obviously, there's gonna be some weird shit. Most of the bad end, if you want to call them that, mirror stuff have been a little bit off. Yeah, more keywordless identities too would be nice. IDs that focus more on the fundamentals and like fulfilling a role rather than just here's a keyword status, you use it, you have nothing else to contribute to the team. You inflict status and you deal damage and you will be happy with it. Wonder what kind of idea I could be talking about there.
직원이라면 당연한 판단이긴 해. 잘했다는 칭찬은 생략하는 게 좋겠지?
La da 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 da.
다른 부서에 있는 애고까지 가져오길 잘했지. 적재적소했으니까 이만큼 효율적인 일도 없잖아.
Yeah, sun shower. Yeah, more keywordless conditionals too, like, it's getting so boring just seeing if target has this status or user has this status, gain coin power. Woo! That is already going to be happening and does not change the way I play the game in any significant capacity.
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고
And it's getting
으깨놨지만
stupid easy to fulfill as well.
언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는 것처럼. 이 얼마나 완벽하게 그지없는 나만의 지옥인가.
Do I have what I need to... Oh, I think I'm still missing... What stats do you believe Merceau's season's gonna focus on? Tremor in charge, maybe? Maybe Bleed as well, just because of N-Corp. We don't fully know if, like, the rest of N-Corp is dedicated to Bleed or not, but... Given that they are Nail and Hammer, I would expect that Nails make some sort of reappearance. Anyway, burn. There we go. Do I also have a keyword? I do not appear to have what I think I'm... Let me double check. Oh, it's... Oh, I think I have what I need for that one. Oh, no. I thought I had the book. Can I get the book? I can... Give me the book. No. That was also one of them, though. Pot. I don't have the pot here. Ugh. I don't want to use... Oh, no. There we go. I'll do it. Oh. Oh my god. I didn't realize they added that. That is so nice. Thank you. Okay. Grab that. Okay. Yeah, base Faust does have good, interesting utility, not necessarily good utility, but interesting utility. It's mostly dependent on the fact that she has no speed and all of her utility is same turn. Or at least most of it. I forget if it's all of it.
그래, 그렇게 가라앉지 않을 분노를 담는 거야. 오늘은 쓸데없이
Merceau's
말을
focus will be guns and tremor. I could see it.
이것 봐. 환상체를 제압하는 건 우리만으로 충분하자. 징계팀 직원이라면 당연한
Yeah,
판단이긴 해.
guessing it based on egos honestly doesn't really work. Some sinners have egos for a lot of egos for statuses that they don't really actually resonate with all that much, and also it's not necessarily, you know, them who the season focus is based on. It's more the area and the factions you're going to be interacting with. That's why Heathcliff's is sinking, even though he barely has any sinking stuff.
상황이 끝나면 TP를
Yeah.
지역에 상황이 녹화되어 있냐고 물어봐.
Most of her utilities next turn? I thought it was mostly same turn, but I will take your word for it, since you clearly use her more than me. Oh, meow, meow. They're hungry.
조금 모르긴 했지만 제압은 성공적이었어. 뭐 별건 아니야.
Kill that bug.
다른 부서에 있는 애고까지
I'm interested to see how the sinners react to, you know, Gregor being in the hospital and sort of how he recovers from that and gets back into being a part of the bus, because holy shit, it seems like it did a number on him.
얌전히 잠들어 있어야 하는 놈들까지 떠버렸네.
Yeah, W Faust is also a neat 2-star. I do like her design. Does defense level matter with dodge? I don't think it does. I think it's pretty irrelevant, but at the very least, high defense level in general for the ID means less damage taken if you fail the dodge. Ooh.
상황이 끝나면 TP리트에게 방금 상황
Boy, I love Mirror Dungeon gameplay. I love strategizing about how best to use my identities.
따위의 형량은 필요하지 않다는 거.
It does matter? What does it matter for? Because it's not for numbers. No? I'm pretty sure it doesn't give power for dodges. I think that's just for guards. It scales one way but not the other for dodge? Interesting. I guess that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
패스드 같은 놈들은
That sounds a bit more feasible.
환상체 가지고 에너지
Because
짱
I'm very sure it does not give final power. Yeah, I might test out the evade when we finish up with this. Shouldn't take too long.
걸리적거리지 말고 비켜. 거기서 계속 서 있으면 처분 탄환이 날아올 테니.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure evade doesn't scale, but actually, now that I think about it, I've seen like I know it's a good way to get around high offense level, so I thought it didn't go the other way, but I guess maybe.
괜찮아. 이제 나는 할 거야.
햇세대 같은 놈들은 환경을 좀 봐야 해.
그럼에도
환상체 가지고 에너지 짜는 회사에서 이 정도 전투 능력은
조준은
있어야 해.
필요 없지.
복지팀 애들만
Games should disable win rates in the important fights. Disabling win rate doesn't really address the problem, it just prevents the solution. The problem is not that win rate exists, the problem is that you don't have a reason not to use it. It's just uninteresting gameplay, so you need to actually fix the gameplay, not fix the solution to getting around it. Make me not want to press win rate.
죽지도 않을 목숨.
Don't take the option away.
찔러놓고 으껴놨지만 저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는 것처럼. 이 얼마나 완벽하기 그지없는 나만의 지옥인가.
Oh, hello. I haven't seen this before. Oh, that's neat. Okay. Oh, you beat Bina Final Realization last night? Cool. That is a tough one.
입장을 알리는 음악 소리가 들리는군.
How would I fix the gameplay? Well, fixing the IDs would be one thing. I'm not against, you know, some simple IDs, but ID use is generally very homogenized, so that's something that needs addressing. In terms of enemy design, having stuff like Li Hang's Prey Mark is a good start. Things that make certain sinners not want to clash with certain skills. Having stuff that encourages you taking a few unopposed hits would be neat. Makes tanking viable. Honestly, Dream Devouring Silk Current, one of my favorite fights in the game. I know people hate it, but I love it because it makes you reconsider just about everything about how you fight. Is it perfect? No. I think taking such big unopposed hits starting from turn 2, a little bit much, but... Okay. Oppressive enemy rolls do not necessarily help. That does not really change the way you play the game, and especially in those Heisho fights, the problem was you had no fucking options. It was entirely down to luck. You had really nothing you could do to help yourself or strategize or anything. Part of how I would fix the gameplay, honestly, less filler fights. These are the most boring parts of the game, and even when they are technically difficult, it is not necessarily fun because the difficulty feels a little artificial, and like you can't do anything about it. So, fewer of those. Yeah, that is an interesting way to try and clear the stage. I do think weird stress like that should be encouraged. I do not necessarily think the game should be designed around it, but I do think it should be, you know, made as a viable option. Yeah, if Blind Obsession came out like a turn later, I think it would be fine.
이 얼마나 완벽하기 그지없는 나만의 지옥인가.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I do like that challenge run strategies can get weird in this game. Um, I've seen some very interesting strats done for various challenges, but ultimately you shouldn't need to do a challenge run to make the game fun or challenging.
직원들의 증오심은 환상체를 쳐죽이는 원동력이다. 당장이라도 갈아마시려는 저 눈빛 마음에 들어. 징계팀 직원이라면 당연한 판단이긴 해. 잘했다는 칭찬은 내주는 게 좋겠지. 그러죠? 환상체는 피해를 받을 고민이다.
그럼에도
죽지도 않은 목숨
싶지 않아.
조준은 필요 없지.
최대한 고통스럽게 만들어보자고.
저침탄, 트랜지션, 버선탄, 임상시험 성공.
다른 부서에 있는 애고까지 가져오길 잘했지. 적재적소했으니까 이만큼 효율적인 일도 없잖아.
나갈 수 없어.
남길 말은 없겠지.
Wait, as a unique win animation? Like, winning the fight? Interesting.
얌전히 잠들어 있어야 할 놈들까지 떠버렸나?
이중 격발. 조준은 필요 없지.
I do love Hernet Marceau's animations and sound design. It's really good.
환상체는 피해를 받아 소멸하지 않아. 죽지도 않은 목숨
대상 확인,
최대한
저침탄,
고통스럽게 만들어보자고.
트랜지션, 버선탄, 임상시험 성공.
Ah, interesting.
이중 격발. 조준은 필요 없지.
타올라라. 망설이지 말고.
Ooh.
이것 봐.
망설이면
환상체를
나갈
제압하는
수
건
없어.
우리만으로 충분하잖아.
본인의 승리일
Ah. Her design's so fun. I wish she was a better ID.
저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는 것처럼. 이게 얼마나 완벽하게 그지없는 나만의 지옥인가.
Alright, almost done. Doing more of that. Hello. Okay, do I have enough to... Something I can... Give me the pot. Nope, that's not the pot. I need the stew! Give me my stew. No! No, I need my stew! Alright. In a dungeon. There we go. Okay. Boom. Nice. Now we upgrade things. Yeah. Making more puzzle fights is good. They had great ones in Ruina. And, Roach Gregor was a pretty good, one. There are a few small gripes with it I have, but overall I think it was a great fight. Even if it did make me end stream early. But I was probably gonna end early anyway. That council was long. Oh. Ah, I thought I would be fighting Lucio! What are you doing here?
그들의 증오심은 환상체를 쳐죽이는 원동력. 당장이라도 갈아마시려는 저 눈빛 마음에 들어.
조준은 필요 없지.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like them giving the ego ID synergy to the Hohenheims. I think that's really nice because you know, ego IDs are varied enough that it isn't quite as restricting as, like, faction IDs. There are a lot of different ego IDs that play very differently, and so being able to support them all is pretty nice. Yeah. It doesn't feel like a lot of other direct synergies where it's like, you have to use all the blade lineage in one team in order to get this benefit. It's more varied and freeform.
사람만큼 훌륭한 음악을 만들어주는 건 없어요.
이것 봐. 환상체를 제압하는 건 우리만.
Yeah, Ardor Blossom Star getting an extra skill 3 would be fine. I think that would help out the idea a lot more.
끝내주겠어.
In addition to what I said before.
가끔 옛날 생각이 나곤 해. 나도
Oh, there he is. Okay, so it's just 2 boss fights, I guess.
힘한
Okay.
번 주고 칼 한 번 휘두르면 죄다.
Do you have anything I'm gonna need to actually worry about? I mean, yeah, dueling. But I think we'll just kill you fast enough for that to not matter. But still, good to see you, Lucio. Yeah, I get why he doesn't have Spark Discharge. But it would be nice to see it return, because I like how it worked on a Sin Affinity that wasn't Gluttony, even though it was best for Rupture. It's not Envy either, and it works with Charge, so like, it's interesting. It makes you team build a little
다른 부서에
bit.
있는 애고까지 가져오길 잘했지.
It makes you team build for things that aren't what the status normally wants. Opinion on the Moth? It can be a fun fight if, you know what you're going into. It can be a bit annoying, if you don't have the right IDs for it, though. Go ahead and charge Sullen Lament, Gregor. You will be able to get Hohenheim Gregor for a while after he comes out.
환상체 가도
You will not be able to do so
이 정도 전투 능력이
for
있어서야
Solemn Lament.
복지팀 애들만 데리고서 뭘 한다고?
망설여 나아갈 수 없어.
대상 확인, 철침탄, 트랜지션, 확산탄, 임상시험 성공.
Hey, there we go.
으껴놨지만
Okay.
저들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는
Okay, I'm just gonna not do that right now.
경미한 손실을 제외한
I think I'm just about ready to end the stream, but I do want to check out that evade thing people were talking about.
후가 탈출했다. 팀장이 나설 차례로
다음에는
Yeah, I do.
팀원에게도 육체적
Rupture and Bleed count are in such a weird space. I wish they did more conditionals with it. More conditional count is
샌님이
a design space that they have weirdly strayed away from. Even though it's the perfect way to do count. Count needs to not be automatically kept up, but it also needs to be, you know, able to be kept up for some payoff, so make it conditional. Excavation. You. And
연료는 잔뜩 준비해뒀지.
의뢰로군.
who else has one? You.
다들 연장 챙기죠.
I think you have one. Yeah. Alright. 3 IDs. More than enough to test it. Let me just check what your numbers are. 4 plus 10. 10 plus 4. For some reason. 2 plus 14. Sure.
몸 좀 풀어볼까요?
우리 부서의 직원 숫자가 월등히 적은 것에는 다 이유가
Okay.
있지만 뭐
Oh yeah, look at that.
탁월하다는
The numbers are very inflated.
명심해주면
Oh,
좋겠어.
you're not leveled up.
소용없고를 달궈볼까?
Yeah, look at that. It does scale.
한 상체가
Cool.
탈출했어.
Anyway, kill these guys.
오래 고통을 느끼는 괴물 새끼들.
End their
너희들 복제는
lives.
아니어야 할 것. 이것 봐. 한 상체를 제압하는 건 우리만으로 충분하잖아.
단체
같은 직원이라면 당연한 판단이긴 해. 잘했다는
운이 따라준다면
칭찬은
좋겠네요.
생각하는 게 좋겠지?
본인의 승리일세.
Boom,
본인의
boom.
승리일세.
햇세대 같은
소용없고를
놈들은
달궈볼까?
환경을 좀 봐야 해.
Alright.
에너지 짜는 회사에서 이 정도 전투 능력을 있어줘야
본인의 승리.
I have no reason to actually follow through with this, but whatever. In for a penny, in for a pound.
단테님 봤어요?
He's not the end of the world.
햇세대 같은
운이
놈들은
따라준다면
환경을 좀
좋겠네요.
봐야 해. 환상체 가두고 에너지 짜는 회사에서
이
이
결
정도
본인의
전투 능력이
승리일세.
있어줘야지. 있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 으깨놨지만 저것들은 언젠가 다시 재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도 다시 교체되는 것처럼.
돈이 더 들긴 해도 긴급으로 하길 잘했지 않은가?
Okay.
하하, 아니야 넣어두게. 정말 2배로.
So, yeah, I think that's gonna be just about it. Progress on my collection. Very close to having all the IDs. Just these 3 more. I think. Are there any 2 stars? All IDs. Nope, just these 3. Then a good number of ego. Yeah. So, not super close, but pretty close. And then I will just be able to use all my extra shards for facades, I suppose. Let's see.
샌님이
오케이.
관리자님이랑 무슨 작당을 한 건지 모르겠. 샌님이
Yep, I think that's gonna be
무슨
just about it.
작당을 한 건지
This was a
모르겠지만
fun little practice stream. Looks like we've been going for almost exactly an hour. That's a pretty good pace.
지루한 작업 시간이 줄어든 건 좋다.
I will
예,
probably
감옥시도
do
같이
another one
줄어든
either
건
this week or early
마음에
next
들지
week.
않는군.
But thank you all for showing up. It's been fun chatting with you. And in the future streams, I will have actual things to chat about, and it might more be me talking directly to you rather than with you. But we will see how it goes and how I feel. So, bye bye everyone. See you soon.